Welcome to episode 207 of the DORKLAIR Collecting Podcast. Today we're going to talk about Vorgus Vermillius 2. All of a sudden, that just came out. And I'm going to talk a little bit about something I mentioned last week, which is the Sorcery trading card game. And then possibly some other toy news here and there. But welcome, everybody. What's going on, guys?
All right, another wonderful week. For the first time ever, or the first time in a long time, had a really small arrival week, but I got a couple really cool things. I know we have a handful of masterpiece collectors on here, so even though I was not really around or aware when the Japanese series came out, I watched them on tapes a decade later. The third of the train bots came out, Yakukuze, and this is definitely the best of them so far. Like I said, I have no real affinity to the Japanese series, but I think that some of the designs are pretty cool. And with the Masterpiece line, I'm getting a pretty cool Japanese section between Star Saber and the train bots, the Leo convoys, and some of the other Takara tributes that they've done. And I'm really enjoying that. But the cool thing that came this week, it actually came yesterday, is new Marvel Legends. It's the ultimate from the Ultimates, Captain America. And this is, along with this 80th anniversary, which Big Nerdy and I rated as our best in this price point figure of 2022. This is the best Captain America ever. From the pinless construction, the double joints. There are a couple of quibbles I have. They went back to the hinged head instead of the double barbell. I wish they'd kept that. And they gave you pretty much the worst Captain America shield. But if you had any of the other caps, you can sub that out. But other than that, man, this thing is just absolutely beautiful. They could have done maybe a little more of a paint wash on it to make it look a little more beat up. But dude, if you're looking for Bliss for $25, this sucker right here, it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. It comes also with some alternate hands, a gripping hand and a shield throwing hand, and then a grimacing face. And the sculpt on that is actually pretty cool. So they do it, while I am mainly a figure arts guy, and you guys know I only pick up, I probably have 10 Marvel Legends in total. But when I do see something I like, I want to give it the props that it deserves. And this is definitely one of those. So, but yeah, the other big thing this week, and I don't know if you guys ever watch Bobby Skullface on YouTube. He does awesome Transformers reviews, and they do a thing every week called Collection Critique. And people send in pictures of their collection. And they critique the way they're displayed and this thing and that thing, kind of leave your feelings at the door. But they give really good critiques for display. And one of the things that he says is, don't be afraid to spend some money on how you're displaying your figures. And to that end, our house construction is coming along really nicely. It's amazing how fast they move on these things. We went up last week. They poured the slab, and then we went up yesterday, and the thing is almost completely framed. It blows me away how quickly they're blowing this thing up. So they're estimating a mid-September delivery. So hopefully by the time we get into October and November, I'll be in a different room and you'll be able to see the toys and the whole deal. But yeah, man, it's super exciting. And probably the other reason that I'm not having too many arrivals the last few weeks is I'm trying to curtail the spending to tighten the belt just a little bit.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, same here. The only thing I got toy related lately was the McFarlane Batmobile, which I haven't opened just because I didn't have any place to put it. But seeing pictures, it seems like it works fairly well with the Mezco 89 Batman. So
I missed out on the pre-order. If that goes back up, I'd like to pick it up for just keep it in the box till we get in the new house.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm gonna do for keeping it in the box for quite a bit. I haven't gotten a new Captain America figure in years. I feel like Mayfex showed off one, prototype, a year ago, and I kept thinking, I'll get that eventually. But yeah, that cap looks pretty nice. I could see myself grabbing that. But yeah, not too much else in the figure collecting world right now. I guess whenever I ship the were the Aether Blade figures, and I think the ones I ordered, with the Kickstarter ship, but I checked the FedEx tracking number wasn't live or working, so hopefully they just show up someday.
They're going to take a while. I think they created a bunch of shipping numbers, and then it's going to take a few weeks for them to get them out. But hey, we got a fourth on tonight. Jonathan Hedgehog Action. Welcome, my friend. Oh wait,
can't hear you,
buddy.
Listen, I'm professional, folks. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
I feel like you just took the tie off like 5 minutes ago.
It feels like it was 5 minutes ago. It's probably a little bit longer than that, but tie off, hair comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
Got to get comfy. What's up, Bill? What's up, Chris? What's up, Larry? It's awesome to say what's up face to face with you guys. How's it going?
Me too.
Going well.
Jonathan, any recent pickups you want to share?
I do have a couple, not like a ton. I feel like everybody's kind of saying the same thing these days, that like everybody's sort of like downshifting or just concentrating a little bit more. So I haven't had as much in recently. The one thing I got in recently that I haven't opened yet is this Silverhawks Ultimates Windhammer.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm going to open that soon. I did get my Mezco Batman in. He's sitting over here with no head on. And then it's funny, you guys were saying about Marvel Legends. I haven't been buying a whole lot of Marvel Legends or like Black Series yet either. But I did make a couple of exceptions this week. I got this Return of the Jedi Leia. I am, 100% an original trilogy guy. Movie theater versions only, please. And I think this figure looks kind of cool. So I couldn't resist when I saw it in Target. I picked it up. Nice. And then I got two more, but only because the clearance sales are just nuts right now. I picked up this Marvel Legends What If Zombie Iron Man, which I don't know that I plan to get at all, but for $7.50, I figured it was worth it.
Good deal.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. And then I got a Marvel Legends Black Panther Nakia for like $8. They're just crazy. For those kinds of crazy sales, I'll do the kind of impulse buy that I'm not doing that much these days. But it's kind of it for now.
Speaking of your Silverhawks haul, shout out to your recent video. Excellent work. It was a sort of exploration of this rumor / this possible evidence that it seems like maybe the Silverhawks are done with Super 7. So interesting take. Everybody should, first of all, go subscribe to Hedgehog Action on YouTube, and then also watch that video, which is fantastic. Nice work, dude.
Thanks a lot, man. It was the kind of thing that sort of happened organically. I saw some posts, and it was actually a Thundercats Ultimates group about it possibly are the Silverhawks Ultimates ending, and some people had looked at the website, some people had emailed customer service, and it was just some strange information coming back, but I ran it down sort of like 50% real, 50% tongue in cheek, and came to my own conclusion, which is not really a secret, but I'll leave it for the video, I guess.
Yeah.
But thank you.
For me, and I am experimenting with a toy cam. This is a very rickety setup I have here, but if this works out, it seems like it's working out okay, then I may do more of this type of thing in the future. I would love to eventually be able to almost do like a review, like live reviews kind of thing. But I'm just going to go solo layout with it because it's running through a separate camera. So I picked up these two guys. I actually picked up this whole wave. This whole wave is solid. And this is the Cassian Andor, like in the Imperial outfit here. Pretty cool figure. The hat's removable, so let me just do that, and then you can kind of see how he looks without the hat right there. He's got hat head, of course. But, it's a pretty good looking figure. And then, but to me though, the highlight of the wave is Hunter. And I actually just finished watching the Bad Batch season 2 today. I actually finally finished it today. It was so good, such a good season. And this figure's great. It's definitely like sort of, I think, a little on the cartoony side, I guess. Right? Like
Yeah,
a
I
lot
can see
of
that.
lot of times they try to like take the figure and make it a little more realistic, but this one, maybe this one straddles both a bit. But you can see like right here, he's got a knife in a sheath over there.
Oh, that's nice.
Removable helmet. So that helmet actually, it's not a swappable head. It's a removable helmet. It's a great figure. It's ridiculous to me that like it took this long to get the first. I mean, they did that Bad Batch 4-pack, but that was like clone troopers, and those are all clone troopers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
These are all like random guys. Like the main batch. This is the first main crew of the Bad Batch that they've done. Meanwhile, Hot Toys has already solicited all of them, which is mind blowing to me. I know Black Series has all of them too, but this Hunter's great. So I'm looking forward. I definitely will collect more of these vintage collection Bad Batch figures when they finally come out. So I think this setup works pretty well. Let me pull this off for future. Oh, now I'm solo. Hang on. Exit solo. There we go.
I'll, deep to my roots, I'll always have love for a 4-inch figure that has a removable helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something about that. I still remember that from being a little kid. Like the Lando and all the Star Wars figures that had like removable helmets. Like I just still like tickle my nostalgia bone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that wave is awesome. It's got a carry through. Oh, actually, you know what? That's also going to be our giveaway today. So the carry forward figure. So I already had this. I had bought it some other wave, I guess. And so this is Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order. Is that what it's called? Jedi. Well, this one's from the Survivor, the sequel game. But this figure's awesome. And so I got a second one. And then the double pack figure was Cassian.
Nice.
So I have an extra one of these. So these two figures are today's giveaway, which we will do
Oh, sweet.
a little bit later because I have
That's awesome.
extras of those. Yeah, so that'll be the giveaway. And let's take a look at the chat. I'm going to scroll to the top here. Uncarded reviews, Kevin Boots, Braku Prime, Cowabunga Dude, what's up? Blaze Bear, who I think today said that he's going to Legions Con for the first time this year. And we're going to get into the Legions Con exclusive figure very soon. David Smith, what's up? Cyber Rat, Steve Wegling, Ghost 9, Nico Hodge. David Smith says his Mezco Ultraman shipped. Pablo, Trevor, Julie asks, is the Sorcery TCG, which we're going to talk about later, the same as Steve Jackson's Sorcery? It is. I don't think it's related to that at all. I think that she's referring to a video game that I don't think it's like connected. KJ Smith, Brick something, Billy Beige. Check out the Billy Beige Customs YouTube channel.
What's up, Billy?
T Bellet, Edgardo. I think I got everybody here.
I love seeing all
Fatmatic.
these names.
A lot of familiar faces here. David Williams. Did I mention David Williams? What's up, dude?
What's up, David?
David Williams got a new Legions tattoo today.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Or four horsemen tattoo, right? More specifically. Speaking of which, happy 420, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sure is.
damn it.
All right.
I should bust out my Ryan. Ryan Gonzalez was cool enough to give me a present, which was the anniversary Equidron, which I had never gotten it. So in honor of
Nice.
420,
I thought you were going to say your bong for a second there.
no, that's been long gone.
Give me 1 second. I want to turn my phone off over here.
Is Bill going to take out his bong now?
Just having my phone on video this whole time. I don't think I want to do that.
Welcome to the Bong Tubers, ladies and gentlemen.
Tube, right?
Yes, the tuber
All right.
tubers. Yeah.
Tubers. All right. Okay, let's get into some stuff here. I want to pull up a share screen. We're going to talk about the really, to me, it was a surprise reveal because Four Horsemen's usual live stream, let's see, they were kind of off the rails, and then Jeremy jumped on and was like, "Hey, let's reveal the." I think it was unplanned. Maybe he was planning to reveal it that night on his own show, like anyway. But then he popped on and was like, let's put this thing back on track and let's reveal the first of the two Legions Con exclusives. I believe this is the day one figure. Is that right? This is the day.
Yeah,
one.
I believe that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, day
Yeah, I
one
think
show
that's right.
figure right there. Yep.
How freaking
So
cool.
yeah, let's get into this. So it is a Vorgus Vermillius 2. And a really good deep dive into this figure would be Jeremy's Mythic Customs from Wednesday night. So the 18th, or last night, right? Yeah, so the 19th. And he talks about why this specific figure would not have really happened if it weren't for it being like an exclusive, right? Like it wouldn't have fit into like any sort of like wave. It would have been tough to make this figure. 2.0s, they're typically going to do like the main heavy hitter type characters. Like I could possibly see like Atlas, right? They're doing Attila, they're doing, Gorgo, like those ones are like the main characters that are going to get 2.0 versions, or version 2 is not to be confused with 2.0. But anyway, he goes through and he really explains why. And essentially what we have is a lot of the parts from the Gorgo 2.0 figure, that the chest armor, the helmet, the shoulder armor, the loincloth, the collar piece, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Which makes sense because he originally was a repaint of Gorgo to begin with different horns, right? But yeah, let's take a look at this thing.
This thing is so freaking cool looking. And yeah, anybody that didn't watch Jeremy's show last night, I was just like, I never had any real concept of all of like the lore and everything behind it. If you're into that kind of stuff at all, the way Jeremy sort of explained it last night was kind of awesome. Like I always just thought of Vorgus as like this really cool, awesome figure that I've never had and was on my list to get one day. But now like this second version is like a second chance at it, and it is pretty nuts looking.
Yep, that's exactly how I felt about Gorgo, which mine also should be shipping soon. But yeah, like I never had the original.
That was actually the first Mythic Legions I ever bought.
Was it really?
The blood
nice.
Vorgus, right?
That's awesome.
Yep, that's the first one I ever got.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever came across this guy, but
a funny
job
story.
Incredible.
At Legions Con, this past Legions Con, I never made it to the Four Horsemen table in the very beginning of either day, which is when you typically will get like if they have a couple of crazy old figures, they might put them out then. There was a rumor that Vorgus was out there on one of those 2 days. And when I found that out, I was like, no, I was like, that would be one of the old figures that I would really, really want. And
that's right.
Missed the opportunity, but here we go.
Yeah.
This unmasked version looks like if the Four Horsemen did Dungeons and Dragons and did their version of Avenger, just cut one of those horns off and look at that face.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that looks like.
Yep, I had the same reaction, Larry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put up a poll in the chat. We won't be able to see it on our end, but the users on YouTube will be able to see it. And the question is, what will the second Legions Con exclusive be? Will it be A, another version 2 figure, B, a tribute figure, C, a Cosmic Legions figure, or D, other? And if you choose other, put your answer in the comments. Here's the poll. So folks, while we're talking through this one, take a look at that poll, share your thoughts. I'll try to remember to bounce back. I wish StreamYard would show the polls.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the head that was introduced in the Manny Faces tribute figure like a couple weeks ago. That's currently up for pre-order right now, right? This is that head sculpt there, repainted. Apparently, this was one that was sculpted around the time they were sculpting Alithia, and it was tooled alongside Alithia. So this is why this can be a quick turnaround.
Oh, nice.
This would be an awesome time to see a Rhaegor drop.
Yeah.
I'm never going to shut up about that.
So this being a Legions Con exclusive, there will be one piece that is exclusive to the set that is for sale at Legions Con, and that is this translucent vampire head sculpt. This is a repaint or it's recast in a translucent of that vampire that we got with the All Stars 5.
Right?
That's the head pack.
You know what, Bill? Sorry, I didn't mean to hop in there. But I was thinking I guess it is, but I'm looking at like the head right now, and there's things about it that look slightly different. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a prototype or whatever. But the eyebrow ridges look bigger, and the
let's
teeth
go to
look
this
bigger.
one.
It's that picture's definitely different than my head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm bad at this, but maybe that's just because that was like a prototype or something.
Yeah, do I have mine? Oh gosh, where's mine? I don't know where it is.
It's definitely different
somewhere.
I mean, it's badass. So I don't care if it's different or not.
Okay.
But
Jeremy said last night it was the same head, but maybe it's not.
Probably because it's a prototype, I would guess.
Yeah. Huh. So we got these heads here, and this one is going to be. Can I zoom in here? Yeah. See, this is the advantage of not doing it as a slideshow, is I can zoom in on stuff. So you've got this head here being the exclusive piece, and so at Legions Con, this will be for sale on day one. There's the past 2 years, ever since they've been doing these, there's always been plenty at the show. And then they'll have, if they have extras after the show, they'll put some up online like a week or two later where you could get the exclusive pack. Then eventually, probably in early 2024, they will release a standard version of this figure, and it will not include that head pack, or that it will not include that translucent head. The other piece that's new is the tip of this spear. So the bottom of the spear is the spear from the trident. Like you see that piece from on the trident a lot.
Yeah.
And then the tip of the spear is also a newly sculpted piece. So.
Yeah, the spear is pretty nice. I saw someone make a comment that it would go well with like a Grisha the Slither. Is that the name?
Yeah, Grisha. Yeah, that would be
cool.
Yeah,
because I've got that figure, so I was like thinking about that. I'm not super into vampires, so I'm not too bummed out about missing the clear head, but otherwise I can definitely make use of the figure.
And if you wanted it, I think you'd be able to get it. I think, I feel like even the online exclusives have been gettable. They might go quick, but they've been fairly gettable. But there's a nice close up. I like that they do. Trevor does like a nice close up shot to give us a good look at all these new, or at least the new paint job on these parts. But yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, and again, really great photos by Trevor, obviously.
Yeah, speaking of which, look at this.
Wow.
The moon.
Wow. That looks awesome. Great.
And we haven't even talked about
awesome
the cape.
diorama.
So let's look at the I want to show the back of it.
Looks like Todd McFarlane designed that.
Yeah, it's a very Spawn tendril-y kind of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, look at all those little like tendril type things, and all of those are going to have a wire right there. You can kind of see it in these images. There's like wire going on, and then
Larry, Jeremy even kind of said that last night, that was part of the thought process, was like something like almost inspired by like a Spawn movement of the cape
Well,
type thing, like it's its own thing.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
well, I'm not as into the lore. I just buy the figures that I think look cool. But isn't something about this? The armor is cursed, right?
Yep. So basically, the
yeah,
story
so I
is
look at
that
that cape and I think it looks like it has a life of its own. So to me, that kind of fits in with the whole motif.
the armor was all right. So basically, there was a vampire in Olithia's brood who made a deal with Azar and Zazar from Poxus, and they like enchanted this armor, and it turned out to be a trap essentially, and it's an armor that consumes the wearer. So the armor goes from sucker to sucker, I guess. Like, well, that's no pun intended there. Like, but like it goes from from victim to victim.
Okay, so whoever's inside the armor, that depending
gets
on
consumed by the armor, and so,
so it can be a different host every time.
Yeah, and if you flip through the pictures, this version is a transformation. So you go from let's go this way. So you go from transforming, and then you have the head inside. Like it's like the different stages of the transformation here. And this head is supposed to represent blood flowing out of the head or something like that. And all of the tendrils and all of the crazy, like all of the crazy sculpt work that kind of took this classic Legions armor and like really like ramped it up and made it like fiery. Like all of that is kind of going to represent, the leveling up or the powering up of the blood armor as it consumes the victim.
That's very cool.
Yeah, Rick Jones has it. The armor can move on its own between victims.
Yeah. I just want it so I can have a really cool looking Venger on my shelf.
Well, that's just going to make you want Rhaegor even more, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't want Rhaegor anymore.
D&D stuff.
Yeah.
This shot,
and
man.
You know what's funny? I was never huge into D&D, but there's certain things that are very iconic from it that I'm very nostalgic for, and Warduke and Venger being two of those.
Mm-hmm. Just sit with this image for a minute. Trevor just killing it with this.
Yeah, that photography is ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't even notice him holding the helmet. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just staring at the head.
Get back down from the head.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. Just you can like feel the heat emanating off of this photo. Like
just like from that one in the moonlight, it felt like you look at that and you feel like it's nighttime. It's just an amazing job of photography.
And those two things on either almost look like eyes, don't they? On the on the front of the pauldron.
Yeah.
Like dragon eyes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Wegling wants to know, Larry, are you going to get the NECA Ultimate Warduke?
Yeah, eventually. I had it pre-ordered, and then when I saw how, for lack of a better term, skinny he looked, I kind of backed off, and I'm sure I'll get it eventually. I may get two of them so I can try to maybe put the head and the armor on a body that's a little bit larger. Haven't decided how I'm gonna handle that yet, but yeah, I'll definitely get it at some point.
I hope this shot makes the 2024 calendar. I hope so too.
Yeah, me too.
What month?
Yeah, it should be for August. You feel the heat.
Yeah, the hot.
I was gonna say July or August. Yeah. You know what? But the whole Avenger thing just makes me like, now I need two of these for myself.
Yeah.
I need one guy to be the regular one, and then one to be like a Avenger for me.
Yeah,
100%.
Gotta have that extra one so you can cut a horn off and not feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as usual, the writing has been leveling up as well. Jeremy's been doing a great job, and this bio is excellent. And it continues the story of the blood armor. So it's good. It's like a cool read to go back and read the original blood armor bio and then read the new one. Okay, so let's see here. Let me just check the comments real quick. Jeff says, sorry, I'm late. No, you're not late. You're right on time. And wait, is it your birthday? I feel like it might be your birthday, man. Happy birthday if it is. If not, I'm an idiot.
That's so awesome. If it is, happy birthday, Jeff. And
Yeah.
of course, you know what that means. He shares a birthday with Cookie.
Yeah. For those who aren't aware, this is a slightly different audience. Cookie
Oh, sorry.
is he's a friend of the Four Horsemen. Who does he work for them or no? Right.
I'm not sure actually.
But he basically like the running joke is that just go and wish him a happy birthday anytime. But yeah, okay, cool, Jeff. 40th, nice, big milestone year too.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Oh, congrats! Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Is Cookie here?
Oh.
Or no?
If Mike Casper's still here, it's his birthday too. Happy birthday, Mike.
Oh,
Caspular the Heartbreaker.
I and I just saw Nate is here, so Nate and Trevor are here. And guys, if you remember, we were talking about being on the Legion's lair and how I feel like I should have been asked by now. Well, guess what? I'm going to be on the Legion's lair, and it's not in response because he hadn't watched the show yet when he asked me. He was literally like watching the show when he asked me, and then afterwards, he's like, "Oh my god." But anyway, that's not going to be till way later. I think August 1st is the date on that because they definitely are planners over there because that's wild to me that they're planning 4 months ahead. But
it's awesome.
Nice. Oh yeah. So you too, Trevor? I couldn't remember if you had been on
Dork
Dork Lounge. the lair. That's like the tubers. That's going to be my whole shtick from now on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's go with it next up here. Where's my notes? Just a quick reminder, these Axios pre-orders, there's a little under 2 weeks left. So this smaller wave, the all-in 235. So get your pre-orders in for that. Got a week and a half or so left for that one.
I haven't done mine yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
I'm going to do like just straight up 2 all-ins kind of thing. So I'm just waiting to have the money right. And this came up in the chat a little bit. Or maybe it might even have been before the show started. I think Uncarded was talking about this, but so these are shipping now from Big Bad Toy Store, the tactics figures. And because of that, people are canceling, this is the time when if cancellations are going to happen, they're going to happen. So there's been a pretty steady flow. It's not like a ton are going back in stock, but if you're diligent, you could keep checking and checking and checking, and you might see something come in stock. Like I can flip through them a little bit, and you don't want to just go to this search page because on the search page, it takes longer for it to register. So like it'll say sold out here, and then you'll click and it'll be like in stock on the main page. So definitely click through and just check them. And it can be kind of a lot because there's 2 versions of at least the four builders. There's 2 versions. There's the bonus. Each of them comes with like a bonus head or just the standard retail version. The bonus version is the Forge, the backer version. So be on the lookout if you're looking to get after those. They are not going to be, there's going to be no in-stock sale. It's not going to be anything that's going to be widely available. Not many retailers even had them because it was so long ago before they really expanded their approved retailers. So if you want them, definitely stock these pages, grab them soon, network with people and try to grab them soon if you want any of these because they probably will not follow the same pattern as most Legions figures. These are probably going to just sell out and be gone much quicker than usual.
Those elves look so cool, man. I didn't the only thing I have coming is a 2-pack, and the other builder packs look, I think that, to me in particular, the elf packs look awesome.
Yeah. And I do think that, so like these are still in the pre-order stage on Big Bad, technically, like they're still listed as pre-order. And I do think we could see an extra amount go in stock once Big Bad has kind of like resolved, like figured out all of the supply and all the stock. I do think they'll go in stock fully at some point, or at least I hope so. When that happens, that's when you're going to want to jump on it.
Yeah, because I've seen some people say they didn't get charged. So maybe they have, another container coming or something like that with
Right. Yeah.
the rest of the figures. Because usually there's like quite a few. Like I checked a little bit today, and I feel like normally there's a little bit more of like, you see more cancellations pop up. So I think you're right that,
Yeah.
keep an eye on it.
Nikto with the $5 super chat. First one of the night. Did y'all lock in your cosmic orders? If so, let's hear it. Have a great show. Have a great night. I know what I'm getting. I haven't actually clicked check out yet, but I'm going to do 2 all-ins myself.
This might be one where I just waited out because I really am just planning on getting the big lizard guy. So I have been thinking like just should I get 1 or 2 and it's gonna save me $15 or $20 maybe over, or I guess it would be more than $20, but if I get 2 of them, but I'll just wait out and order with a retailer, I think, in this one.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, if you're
probably
going to
what
get
I'm
just
gonna
one
do.
figure, it's
Yeah.
it's a pretty close to a push.
There's only 3 that are like needs for me. Like I love the whole wave, but like the needs for me are the Manny Faces guy,
Yeah.
Scourge, the big lizard guy, and then the Twizzler pilot. Those 3, like I absolutely need those 3. So I don't know if it's like just those 3 or is it like an all in those 3. So I just haven't figured that out yet. What's up, Nikto?
Billy Beige says BBTS is bugging me for the 4-pack with extra head to get paid. So the 4-pack would be the 4 builders. BBTS sold them as one this pack here. Where is it?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
this
270 or something.
They sold it as like
Yeah.
a one thing. All right, and then yeah, I think that's everything for Legions. Any other thoughts on Legions, guys?
And just with respect to the poll, do you guys have any ideas as far as
Thank you.
guesses for the day 2 exclusive?
I have a want, but it, like I said, it's not going to happen. So
Rhaegar?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
my want would be that I know they were supposed to, or I don't know where all the chatter was about that tribute dwarf figure coming at some point, but that's pretty much the only thing off the top of my head. I'm like, I want
the
this.
Justin
but,
Johnson figure. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good one.
I don't know.
I think it's cosmic, and I guess that I'm agreeing with the poll because the poll is 48% Cosmic Legions figure, 23% a tribute, 19% another version 2 figure, and then 11% other, and then potential answers in the comments here. Do I see any answers? Any of you guys see any
I had
other?
seen something that I wanted to pull up, but I can't find it now.
Trevor says we're gonna dig it. So, all right, it's gonna be a figure that comes with a shovel. What else?
Dwarf.
What else?
That sounds like a dwarf digging
Digging
team. The
team?
dwarven digging team.
Yes. The one thing is, I don't think it's going to be another 2.0. That doesn't seem like them, right? They're not going to do the same thing again. They would do something that would be different. Cosmic, I hadn't even thought of Cosmic until you had said that, but it's going to be months after Cosmic hits. It sort of makes sense, and they're sort of ushering that in as part of the whole Four Horsemen world now. I do think that makes a lot of sense. I saw somebody post on the Cabal that when Jeremy was talking about day 2, he called it day 2 exclusives plural. I didn't catch that. Did you catch anything like that? Like
I
it
didn't
might be
notice
like
that either.
No, okay.
Someone wrote that. I swear someone wrote that in the chat, and I was trying to find that, but I can't right now.
Like it might be a 2-pack or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure. I just read that somebody had said that.
Macho Man tribute can dig it. Doesn't he say that?
Dig it. Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Wow, Larry.
Ooh.
That
cup
That was a good one.
of coffee in the big time. Yeah.
Cream of the crop.
You gotta do your fingers like this, and you really gotta stretch it out.
Oh man, that's right in my wrestling wheelhouse, baby.
We gotta do. You know what? We gotta do another. We gotta get Nerdzoic, Big Nerdy back on, and have a wrestling chat, because that's gonna be a blast to do that again.
Yeah, I'm afraid he and I could probably go for hours. That might be dangerous.
Yeah, it might be dangerous. Yeah, I think we need to dedicate a whole episode to it.
Just two big giant guys talking about wrestling.
Ed says, confirming that he said exclusives. So we'll see. All right. Okay, so I just wanted to bring, let me pull this down for a second here. I wanted to bring up so something that came up last time. Feels like ages ago. Was it just 2 weeks ago? I guess it was, right?
Yeah.
When we were talking about like corporate stuff, and it's funny because I'm giving away Hasbro stuff, and my haul was Hasbro stuff, but like we were talking about like corporate, like just getting in our, just like kind of like changing the way we collect, and how corporate crap is just like annoying, and it's like this, it kind of sucks to see sometimes, and that carries over for me for one of my other huge hobbies, which is Magic the Gathering. And I mentioned this other thing called Sorcery, which was a Kickstarter last year that I'm super pumped for this year, because it is a small company. It's it's like a startup type thing, and it's something I'm really excited for. And when I mentioned it, a few people like messaged me saying, "Hey, what is this Sorcery you're talking about?" So I thought I would share just like a little bit of that this time, to just kind of like show you guys why I'm so pumped up for this thing, even though it's not figures. And again, we will get to the giveaway in a minute, but I wanted to bring this up. So basically, and let me pull up the Kickstarter first. So basically, I think it was around this time last year, maybe spring or late winter of last year. They did a Kickstarter for a game. So I think the creator is pretty much a video games guy. Like, I think his profession is designing video games. So let me go to here. But he is a diehard, like old school Magic the Gathering fan. And he wanted to, you see these other games like Flesh and Blood and MetaZoo and like all these other like games that are hugely successful. But he wanted to try something that was truly old school, and like that really brought it back to like the early days of Magic, when you would play at your kitchen table, you would look at the artwork, most of which, if not all of it at the time, right? I guess all of it, right? Was like hand painted physical paintings. And you would like read the instruction booklet and learn the game and play at your table. And it was super casual. Eventually, Magic completely transformed. And it's become this juggernaut today that actually probably the only reason Hasbro is still in business is because Magic the Gathering makes them so much money. But it's a totally different beast. It's moved on from being like sort of general fantasy, right? Like originally it was like these general concepts or based on mythology and real world types of things that we were familiar with. And now it's become its own universe, like its own massive, huge thing. There are crazy amounts of sets. There's like 6-8 sets every year. There's, there's like variants like crazy. You buy any like collector pack these days, and there's probably like 4 or 5 different variants of every single card. And Magic is just like nuts, right? And then these other games are the same thing, and they're all like really reliant on this hyper competitive, super like fast, constant release pace, and this competitive scene. And so he wanted to come back and do something that's like much more slowly paced. It's all hand drawn, painted, physical paintings, and so the New Zealand dollar, I think this translates to like $3 million, something like that, US. So this isn't, it's a fairly straight conversion here. That's a lot of freaking money for a Kickstarter. let alone
cards.
for a trading
yeah.
card game.
Yeah.
It's definitely the highest trading card game ever. It was hugely, hugely successful. 6,000 backers. Essentially, like, the big difference here, let me see if I can find, I guess this image here is probably the best. One of the big differences is it kind of like leans into more of a board game kind of thing. Like, you do have a deck, you do customize your deck. It's very much like Magic in that way. The themes are all heavily Magic the Gathering themes. But there's a grid layout that you play on in the space, and the spatial relationships between the cards on the thing, and even cards on top or underneath each other is a thing. And there's like the subsurface and the above the surface and stuff. So there's like a much more board game kind of aspect in it that way. So it's going to be a lot more casual. And yeah, so like this is some of the sampling. So every single thing was commissioned, obviously, except for this deal they have with the Frazetta estate, where they have, like, I think a handful, maybe 5 or so cards that are going to be Frank Frazetta paintings. Everything else in this like 400 card set, it was commissioned by the creator from artists. Some of them are famous Magic the Gathering artists. Some of them are other famous fantasy artists. Others are like new up and coming artists. They were all commissioned physical paintings. So for every one of these, there's a physical painting out there. And even some of the rewards were like, you'll get the original painting of something. Like if you had backed at a really high number, like if you had done 2,500, you get a random original artwork. Or if you had done 10,000, maybe like a store owner or something.
Yeah.
You get one of the 4 main avatar characters and stuff like that. And obviously they blew through their stretch goals like crazy. So I backed it, and this is actually shipping soon. It's probably going to ship by June, I think. And so people are going to start getting this in hand, and I thought it would be cool to share what this is. And let me bring up some of the cards. So they have about 300 of the 400 cards that they've revealed. And this to me is the highlight. Like the fact that these 300 cards are all
hand-drawn,
hand-painted, like, just incredible. I'll start like for example, there's an ancient dragon. Let me come back over here. And there's a lot of things that are very much like similar to Magic. Like there's a lot of like it's a tribute. It's like a love song to the old days of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. That's
but just
cool.
some of this, I mean, like, look at this battle mage. Let me open that image here.
Do they have? I'm assuming they're going to do some retail.
Right.
After
So yeah. So this release is called Alpha. This is their first release, and it was a made to order thing. Obviously, there's a ton of Alpha because there was $3 million in backers, right? And then they're already reissuing Alpha in a beta version that'll be differentiated by the symbol on the card. So down here, you can see the Alpha symbol. This art, by the way, is Jussi Pilkus. And so you'll be able to differentiate the two. And I believe Alpha is going to have some different pack mechanics where, like, there's going to be something called curio cards in the packs that are a super mystery, and they're super, super rare. And like every once in a while you might pull one, and they're not going to reveal what they are. It's going to be like some sketch variant card or some pre-prototype thing or some weird kind of thing. And they're going to be like highly chaseable types of collectibles, right? In addition to the game. And then there's going to be, the only other thing is going to be there's going to be a very limited number of foil cards. So it's just all the same art, just some foils.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a million different variants, but you're going to have those curios. Let me come back here. But it's just, man, I mean, just look at some of this artwork. So yeah, so this is what I was talking about that I'm super pumped for. It's got a very cool tabletop feel to it, super old school, but with like amazing artwork. I mean, look at this stained glass disenchant over here.
That Kraken looks awesome.
Let me open that one. Yeah, that is
awesome.
Dan Seagrave. He's probably one of the most famous artists on this, I would say. His stuff is incredible.
Is there
And,
a Cthulhu
yeah, so
anywhere in there?
What's that?
Is there? Did they have of the pictures they've shown? Was there a Cthulhu anywhere in there? I'd just be curious as to what it would look like.
Yeah, I don't think so. But let's scroll through some more. And this is 300. Like this page here is 300 of the 400 cards in the first set. So there's still 100 cards that are going to be surprised. I love this Enchantress right here.
Oh, wow.
This is awesome. That's also Pilkus. I'm a fan of Pilkus, I think.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
catching my eye. Let's see some other cool ones. And there's like 4, you know, like in Magic, there's 5 colors. In this, there's the 4
Yeah.
elements: earth, fire, air, and wind. And those kind
Oh,
of
that's
determine, you know, what kind of decks you build and what kind of like mana you use and stuff. I love this ship. That's also Pilkus. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of cards to flip through. King of the Realm. There's a lot of stuff that gives me Mythic Legions vibes throughout this.
Yeah, it
sure.
really does.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I like the way they have a board. It kind of gives that additional strategy aspect to the game.
Yeah, and some of the, let me see if I can find one. Like, so some of the cards like this, they have like, so the meteor shower is going to do damage in certain areas. Oh, whoops, hold on. Like, so down here you can see that there's like some grid stuff.
Oh,
and it's
cool.
going
Yeah.
to do certain damage to like the areas around it.
Yeah, that reminds me of like old video games or something like that. Splash damage.
And like, you know, I'll probably play with, like, I'm not going to play organized play or anything. I'll play with some of my family members and some friends locally and stuff. But for the most part, like, I'm like going to collect this thing and binder it up and just try to collect the set and get all this amazing artwork. Yeah, very cool stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I'll
Pilkus
hop on the
again?
beta, check that out.
Yeah, and so beta, like, there's only one place where you can order beta so far, because it has not, they haven't gone to distributors yet in terms of like figuring out orders.
Okay, so
But-
they're not doing like a similar Kickstarter for the beta.
Nope, it's not going to be a
either.
Kickstarter. It's going to be straight to retail. So distributors who typically distribute trading card games are going to have it. I'm actually trying to convince Nerdy to get it so that I have a dealer essentially.
Yeah, right.
That's close to me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if there's going to be any shops like around me that are going to have it. Like, at least maybe not with beta. Maybe if it's a success in a couple of years, they might do it. But so right now you could pre-order beta from Team Covenant is the name of the store. They're like a big online retailer and like social media type company that does all sorts of board games and stuff. I had first heard of them back when Star Wars Destiny came out, which is another phenomenal card game. It's the one with all the dice. But they're doing a pre-order of it. It's $150 for a booster box, and they're just trying to get data for Eric's Curiosa, the company that's running this thing, so that they can figure out what kind of numbers to produce for beta. So they're definitely like, I have a feeling once influencers on YouTube and stuff get their like start cracking open the alpha stuff, the Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah.
And once that starts like getting hype and buzz, I think that's when they're going to announce that's when I think the what do you call it? The distributors will start like checking in with stores and start taking orders for it. But yeah, this is something I'm ecstatic about. I'm super pumped. Some of my, like a pretty good chunk of my collecting money, at least in terms of Magic, is going to go to this. Like going back to my original thing, like this summer, I'll sort of be in a position where it's like, do I want to collect the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings set? Like, how much money do I want to put into that? Which normally I would buy a lot of that. I would buy a couple boxes of that typically.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's a really good set, I'm going to buy a couple boxes of Magic. Which is like $100+ each time.
Yeah.
Or this, which beta is going to be coming out, I guess, in September or October, like releasing in September or October. Like I'm going to put my money into this because the shit that I've seen Hasbro doing, especially with Magic over the last 12 to 24 months, has been like making me sick to my stomach. And then B, it's kind of like with Legions, like it's supporting a small company that is passionate about a thing, that is just like heavily focused on the artwork. All of these artists retain copyright of their paintings. So they can do whatever they want with their paintings. Like this is an artist friendly, like I think there's going to be a lot of artists who are going to want to work with this if it's successful. But yeah. And Major Reaction says, I didn't know you were an MTG guy, Bill. Yeah, I've been playing Magic the Gathering since 1994. Like, and I never stopped. I never played competitively, and I very rarely play any sort of organized Magic. But for example, this Saturday, I'm getting together with my buddies who I've been playing with since 1994, and we're going to play Magic. We're going to play all day Saturday.
That's awesome.
Like I've been playing for that many years. I've held on. Pretty much all my friends have at one point or another like sold their collection or sold off parts. I've always kept my cards. I've sold cards, but like I have like a substantial collection for somebody who's not like, I don't know, competitive, diehard Magic player. Like I've always been a casual tabletop player. So yeah, I it's hard for me to say like I'm a Magic expert or anything, but like I'm definitely a lifetime Magic fan.
Yeah, when you brought this up, I mean, I just thought the whole concept like sounded really cool. I think all the artwork looks really cool. I've just never played like a tabletop game before. Like there was a time when I was looking for something else to looking for things to kind of do with my son who's 12 years old now. And he expressed sort of an interest in Magic. So like we were like looking, like learning how to play. And I'm like, okay, I get this. I was actually kind of surprised. Like, I don't know, for like an experienced player, probably like, what are you talking about? But like to me, like Magic got to me complicated very quickly when I was first learning how to play. And I was like, whoa, he's going to have to and he ended up not sticking with it. So I didn't learn more after that. I was surprised at how it goes up levels very quickly as far as difficulty.
Yeah. It's honestly right now, the best way to learn Magic is through Magic Arena, the app, the digital game. Mm-hmm. It's very user friendly and it has it walks you through learning how to play and stuff. In fact, as somebody who's been a casual tabletop player for many years, I actually understand the game better after having played Arena because some of the interactions, it's just you got to either be in a tournament setting or whatever to really understand them. But Trevor asks, these look beautiful. Is the gameplay same kind of gameplay as Magic? Essentially, you craft a custom deck. You choose the cards in your deck. There's a deck size limit. The biggest difference is that it's played on a grid, and you place your cards in a specific place on the grid, and the spatial relationships between the cards matters, and things happen on top or below each other. But for the most part, it's there's going to be a lot of similarities. I think there's mana, and you use it to cast spells and so on. But back to like learning how to play Magic, like they sell like a two deck arena pack where if you buy this pack, you get the physical cards, and then you also get a code to redeem them in the arena app. So it's a great way to learn. Like if you have two people that want to learn how to play, you both get your decks in the app, and then you can play in the app and learn with your deck, and then you can use that same deck physically with each other and play. Yeah. And I've not like you can actually for sorcery you can actually like play on Tabletop Simulator, which is a Steam. Or is it Steam? It's like it's like an online platform where you can play against other people and you can customize whatever games, and it literally like you can make cards and game pieces and you play on this virtual tabletop simulator. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Mhm.
But there's like a lot of play testing. There was a ton in the last like year. There was a ton of play testing and a community formed up around it. And there's like competitive play and stuff. I avoided all of that because I just want to get these decks in hand and like find a friend and just read the instruction booklet and like just try it out in its pure form
Yeah.
and just have it be this
awesome.
casual thing. Hey, Nerds of Paradise official. I feel like I've heard of that for that casual MTG friendly game. Cool. But yeah, so my goal. So the beta is going to be coming out in the fall, September, October. I'm going to bring decks to Legions Con, and I'm going to teach some people how to play in that like Irish tavern that's there.
Mhm.
We're going to play. Jonathan, you and I are going to play. I know you're going. We're gonna play some sorcery.
Yeah, I want to check it
after
out.
hours, maybe in the morning before Legions Con.
Some coffee and sorcery. I'm in.
Yeah.
And you said that even though it's like similar to like Magic's gameplay, it's a different pace, if that's the right way to say it. A little bit like it was designed to be a less of a, I guess, a different kind of pace, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if the gameplay necessarily is gonna feel pacing wise any faster or slower, but the actual rollout of the game, they're only gonna release one set per year. Obviously, this first set is 400 cards. It's massive. It's bigger than your typical Magic set. But then they're going to do expansions. Like I think they've already announced the first one for 2024 is going to be Arthurian Legends. So it's going to be, this one's like a general sword and sorcery magical stuff. And then the first expansion is going to be specifically Arthurian Legends. And then they'll do other ones from there. Like somebody speculated that they might do like a heaven and hell type theme. And it's only going to be like one per year. So you're not going to be sitting there like just getting used to these cards and then boom, the next set comes out and you're like moving on to that. Like this, like that happens with Magic. I feel like every other week there's a pre-release, there's a new set, there's something dropping. This is going to be much slower paced in that regard. So like you can spend your year like trying to collect the set before you have to move on to the next one. So I just really like the very casual, relaxed, physical, classic, retro, old school kind of thing that this represents. And just the artwork is incredible. All right, let me pull this down.
Pablo Lopez was saying he's never played MTG. Hey, Pablo, who knows? Maybe we can learn at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, shout out real quick to Pablo Lopez. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but his photos are going to be used for the packaging for the new Plunder Longs and Plunder Strongs that are coming out.
Oh,
yes.
Pablo's photos are awesome. He's an amazing photographer too, and his photographs of those guys are going to be on the boxes. So that's freaking awesome.
Nice, congrats, Pablo.
Major Reaction asks, do you play Commander? Yes, I do play Commander. And again, I don't play like CEDH or anything like that. I just have my Commander decks that I play with my buddies. But we've been playing Commander since EDH days. We've been playing since way back. I mean, we've been playing, there might be a year or two where we didn't really play, like 2020, we didn't get together at all. But like we've been playing nonstop for almost 30 years now. I see the beta pre-order is 150. Does that include everything? Sorry, I'm a noob. Okay, so I think if you were to buy a booster box like that, I believe you probably get enough to like it'll be enough to make a deck. You would make your own deck. But there's going to be, so like with the alpha pre-order, there were booster boxes, which is 39 packs of cards where you crack them open and you use them to customize your decks. And then there were pre-constructed starter decks. Eventually, when beta comes out, like when it's fully solicited at retail, they're going to release starter decks again. So yes, I think you would be able to construct a deck from the, like, I think a booster box would have everything you need to construct a full deck, but it's not going to be the best way to learn.
All 400 cards, though. I don't know if that's what he means.
Oh,
everything. I don't know if that's what would be the
no,
case
that won't. No, like a booster box is going to have 39 packs, so you're going to have 39. I forget the rarities. It's elite is the rare, and then there's like unique, which is the like the ultra rare or the mythic. So you're only getting 39 of the however many. Yeah, I think it's going to take many booster boxes to complete a set of a game like this. It's just like Magic, same thing. The rarities are kind of cool. So the rarities actually determine the deck construction. So the lowest rarity, ordinary, I think, you can have 4 ordinaries in a deck. And then the next rarity, which I forget what it is, exceptional, you can have 3. And then the next one you can have 2, and the rarest one you can have 1 per deck. So that's kind of neat.
So I wonder, since they sold so many, like well over $3 million American worth, presuming individuals and stores bought extras to sell of alpha,
Yeah.
I wonder how much the alphas will go for. Double? More?
I'm hoping less. Right now it's double. Like, so I think the booster box was 120 or 130 in the Kickstarter. And they're selling for like $300 to $400 now, but it's still pre-release.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's not really many there. It's just people just pre-selling them. Like you see it with action figures all the time, right? Like it's not even out yet, and they're just gonna like an exclusive, right? Like somebody pre-ordered an exclusive, it hasn't shipped yet, and they throw it up. Happens with Mezco a lot, right? They throw it up on eBay early, and and like so it's gonna be hard to say. Like there's a lot, but how many people are gonna sit on it once they see initial sales of like 300? And then also, like, are they gonna sit on it because they know they can just go buy beta? Mm-hmm. I hope it goes down because I wanna buy a lot more alpha. I wish I had bought in a little bit more on the Kickstarter. But that was early and I didn't know a lot about it. So yeah, like I think time will tell, but there's a lot out there. So I'm hoping it drops. If it drops to like 200, I would probably buy some more alpha.
I've never played a tabletop game in my life, but I'm like interested in this, and like already there's that thing inside me that's like, well, if I'm gonna get some, like you got to get the alpha, right? I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
What's wrong with me?
I'll keep you posted if things start dropping in price. I'm keeping an eye on it because I do want more alpha, but yeah.
And just FYI, I'm looking at that beta, and they on that website it closes May 1st to order. If you
So the only thing that would concern, the only thing you should be concerned with that pre-order ending is whether or not you want the exclusive variant card that they have, because this will be available from retailers. Like this beta is going to be widely, openly available to retailers. You just got to find a retailer who's selling it, and I'm sure there will be lots of online retailers selling it. I might put in a box or two from them just in case. Like I just there's no clue what the retail price is going to be, if it's going to be higher or lower than this. But just the way inflation has been going, like I kind of wonder if it's just going to keep creeping up. So I'm probably going to put in like maybe 2 boxes with them, and then maybe get a few more down the road later. But we'll see. All right, let me see if there was anything else in our news here. Let's do the giveaway. Let me pull up.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Let me pull up. I gotta make sure I know what it is. Hang on. So for those of you who are just coming on or who weren't on earlier, we are giving away a couple vintage collection figures today. Cassian Andor and Cal Kestis. Oh wait, banners. Just double checking my hashtag here. Not a very creative one. But let me show again. So like I said, I got extras of these. So we're giving away. This is Cal Kestis. This figure is incredible. This is like, I haven't played the game or any of that, but just the figure alone is awesome. I would recommend watching the cutscenes from Jedi Fallen Order. Like, just watch it. On YouTube, somebody's got it as like a movie, like one cutscene altogether. It's a great story. And then this Cassian Aldani, is that what it is? Yeah, Aldani mission Cassian. And the hashtag is TVC. Hashtag TVC. Rules are below. I am only shipping to the United States because rules. But good luck, everybody. Hashtag TVC.
This is the point where I would typically in the chat like put like joke hashtags in. Then I realized I can't do that because I don't want to.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, everybody. Much appreciated. Thanks again for the super chats. Support that makes these giveaways possible. TVC is killing it. Black Series not so much.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though.
I agree with that for the most part.
Yeah,
this one looks pretty cool to me. If you're a Return
I
of the
saw
Jedi
the
fan.
I saw the Wicket and Gamorrean Guard in Target one day this week, and yeah, I mean I know the Black Series stuff has been out, but there's just something about that vintage card back. I can't resist. Like I picked up the Boba Fett. I picked up anytime there's a Darth Vader that comes out on the vintage card back, I have to pick it up. I don't know when I'm ever going to have. They'll ever get displayed, but just on the chance that they do, I can't not get them.
I got 6 of them.
Yeah,
flanking my shelves over there.
The new Vader with the original Anakin underneath the helmet.
Yeah, the new Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I pre-ordered that. And to Bill's point about that Cal Kestis, as I'm prone to do, I accidentally ordered that, and it came in, and it's an outstanding figure. It's like one of those. It's like, okay, didn't know I was getting it, didn't know I wanted it. Who knew? It's an awesome figure.
It's like a fully new figure. When they do a fully new figure like that, they really just they get all the new articulation, like everything is there with this figure. Like for example, the Cassian figure, it's great. It's a great figure, but it still doesn't have the ankle rockers, because I think it's based on maybe the Shore Trooper, like an older mold for the waist down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's using an older mold for those lower legs, I guess. But it does have does it have a ball joint? No, it does. It has the usual hinge type hips. Yeah.
That vintage collection has just been so great, and I'm, like I've mentioned in the past, I'm an original trilogy guy, and that's awesome. And pulling the Mandalorian stuff, but it amazes me. Like that most recent Vader we got, just unbelievable. Yeah. The amount of articulation that they're getting into sub 4-inch figures just blows my mind. They're doing such an incredible job with that.
Yep.
I had a funny thought. So did you guys see that there was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive Vader?
From Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, it's kind of like Darth Vorgus, right? It's like a Vorgus Vermillius version of
Yeah.
Vader.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it made me think about? It made me think about the Celebration exclusive from 2005, which was a 3 3/4 inch Vader with lava reflection. Even though Anakin, they did an Anakin, they did an Obi-Wan, they did a Vader with like red, a red wash, you know, to reflect the lava. It reminded me a lot of that as well.
I'd seen someone posted that the vintage figure like decoed Boba Fett vintage collection at Target.
Yeah.
I guess the exclusive is they showed up in stores or in some stores.
Yeah, I still haven't seen one of those. I would pick that up the minute I saw it, but I haven't seen.
Yeah, I
one
missed
yet.
a pre-order on that.
I got the one that was the cartoon colors.
Me
Which
too.
is really cool.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten the vintage.
That
Yes,
was
I got
for
that
Tar-
one, yeah.
Is that a Target? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Everything's
most of them
Target exclusive, yeah.
lately.
Yeah, I want the vintage toy colored one, but I don't want to pay whatever over $20 it is right now.
Yeah, I won't.
So
I won't
really?
pay extra for it. If I see it at retail, I'll grab it, and
that's why I didn't pre-order it.
yeah, and I'll grab whatever I see there, and I'll grab a couple extras if you guys want one.
Hey,
If I ever
Dave.
see them.
So David Batten also has a YouTube channel for trading cards for TCGs in general. Trying to think of the name of your channel, brother. Shout out your own channel. I can't remember the name of it. Is it the Collector Syndicate or something like that, or Art House Syndicate? Maybe, I think. Anyway, David. Yeah, we did go through it already. Nothing new for you. Like, you know this stuff already. Basically, I just introduced it to a bunch of people who are not necessarily into TCGs, and just basically talked about why I'm like super hyped up about it.
Is that the cool way to say sorcery? S:(CR.
So S:(CR is Sorcery Contested Realm. The whole game is called Sorcery Contested Realm.
Okay.
So SCR, that's what that is.
All right, so now I'm going to sound like I know what I'm talking about online.
Yeah, use the colon. Nate said coffee goblins and sorcery. Yep, that's right, dude. That Nate, you're in. He's in for sure.
Definitely. Probably too early to talk about Mando, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk spoiler. I think there's probably a good number of people. It only came out yesterday. Yep. I will say I liked it. I
dug it.
I thought it was a good
dug
ending.
it. But if any of you guys know the guy that runs the Star Wars Coffee YouTube channel, tell him if I ever meet him in real life, I'm going to wring his neck, because he put spoilers in freaking video titles that randomly, I wasn't looking for it, comes up on my feed, and I was just like, you son of a gun. Like, seriously, man, I'm talking about, I wouldn't kill the dude, but I'd definitely choke him out.
Make him think he's going to die first.
Yeah.
Wake him up and repeat the process a few times, kind of like John Lithgow on Dexter. Except I wouldn't do it naked in a bathtub. That's just creepy.
Yeah. See, some people haven't watched. Yeah, some people haven't watched it yet. So
yeah,
now they're intrigued, so they're going to have to.
Larry's hit list is not the hit list you want to be on. I'm going to say.
Dude.
I like it a lot.
Pretty safe, because if you're not within walking distance, I'm too lazy to come after you.
Yeah, David. I just want to mention to David. Yeah, dude. I think I've entered one of your giveaways recently.
It's a really cool name, by the way.
Yeah. So there's like a very good community of people who are like really into the art side of it. There's a very like rich community of people just collecting like the original art pieces, and there's people like what do you call it? Like when you consignment, there's like a lot of like the artists will consign their stuff, and they'll have a broker like sell it for them, and there's like a nice community of people like collecting the original artwork on this already. So it's really cool, and I think Art House Syndicate is part of that whole kind of thing. And there's another one that I watched too called the Collector's Art House. That's Mike, and he's also awesome. And these guys are just like small channels that are coming up through this game, and they're being like really supportive of this game. And so, yeah, I'd like to support those guys too. Round 2 tonight. Yeah, I watched it twice. I usually watch it in the morning. I get up super early because I will definitely get spoiled because I'm online way too much.
Yeah.
So I watch it first thing in the morning. I get up early on Wednesday morning, watch it, and then I watch it that night with my wife.
If I were watching it by myself, I'd get up and watch it. But if I watch it without Steph, I'm probably going to get smothered in my sleep. And there's a hit list you don't want to be on.
Speaking of season endings, I mentioned it earlier, but the Bad Batch was also awesome. And another one.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that.
Don't let anybody spoil that one for you either. Go watch it. It's freaking awesome.
That's another series I need to watch. I've been slowly making my way back through Clone Wars, and just an episode here and an episode there. So as soon as I get through that, do I need to watch Rebels again before I watch Bad Batch, or will just Clone Wars set me up?
Maybe the last season of Clone Wars, the last arc. Like just maybe watch the Bad Batch arc of Clone Wars. I think you'd probably be good there.
I'm enjoying going through and just like, those first 4 or 5 seasons, there were some episodes you could do without, but there's a lot of good stuff in there too. So I've been picking my way through, and I want to go all the way through before I do the Bad Batch.
I am planning to do Rebels before Ahsoka, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that you have to do that, especially since you're going to have Hera and what's the
Sabine.
I almost said Satine, but yeah, not Satine, Sabine. Yeah.
Really, the main crux of Bad Batch, in terms of like what you need to know, is like Revenge of the Sith. Like it really bounces right off of that. Like it kind of overlaps the end of the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith in that first season, and like you get that moment from the clone perspective.
So are these clones that like they didn't follow Order 66, or what's their story? I've completely kept myself away from it because I didn't want any spoilers of any kind.
Yeah, they were like a unruly, untamable troop that was like the Bad Batch of clones, right?
Like
and then
defects,
eventually they
right?
were, what's that?
Like defected, like
like defective clones essentially.
Okay.
And then they were sort of like their own squad. They had like their own unique squad, and yeah, they were able to resist the, what do you call it? The Order 66.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wish we could get Satine and Sabine in the vintage collection. I mean,
we will.
Any rebel,
It's
like
coming.
just rebels, like Satine's obviously Clone Wars, but like Sabine for me, like I want rebels in vintage collection.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of whenever the Ahsoka, but yeah, I'd love to get them from Rebels. I was collecting. I'll say this real quick, just finish this thought. Before I abandoned Black Series and went to Figure Arts, they were doing some of the Rebel stuff, but it took them years to get the whole Rebels crew out, and that was one of my biggest disappointments from Black Series. So yeah, I would love to see them do the vintage series.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ed.
Rather.
A little something from the Toy Locos. Thank you,
sir.
Thanks, Ed.
Disney Plus has an Ahsoka-centric playlist of important episodes throughout all the shows. That's cool. I like that curated kind of stuff, and I like
that's
to look
really
at
smart. Yeah.
lists like, let's just watch all the Mandalorian Clone Wars episodes, or watch all the Ahsoka stuff through Clone Wars and Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let me pull this back up. We got 38 entries. It's pretty low. Although we don't have a ton of people. 77 is, we usually have a little more than this, but 38 entries. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go, everybody. Good luck. I hope you win. All of you. I hope you all win.
Yeah.
He's only talking to one of you.
Hey,
Braku.
Braku.
Congrats, man.
Yes.
Finally, nice.
Very cool.
Braku, one of our biggest supporters, finally wins one.
I was going to say, his investment finally pays back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So shoot me a message, Braku, just anywhere you feel comfortable. Just shoot me a message, and I will get these out by tomorrow. Let me know where to ship them.
Rocco's a good dude. Congratulations, man.
Awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome.
If you want to see a little Braku action, watch the four-ish horsemen o'clock
Intro.
live streams. He did the intro, and it's rad, and I'm jealous.
Very cool.
Okay. Any other news? Let me see here. What did I have? Oh, we got a good one. Okay, this is a good one. And then we'll probably wrap it up. Armies of Ashmore has a date. The Kickstarter for these awesome dino dudes, sculpted by Four Horsemen. And this is Matthew Rodriguez, Defenders of Eden. Starts April 25th. So we got a few more days. 5 days. Today's 420. Don't forget, 420, everybody. And these are like 8-inch dino characters. There's only going to be, I think, 5. Right? These 5. It's kind of hard to see the guy.
Yeah,
This
with the
guy
helmet
over
on.
here.
He
But,
blended in.
Yeah, he kind of blends in. But like, it's it's a small wave. They're going to be like a little pricey, I think 65 each, but they're big. They're big. Like, so imagine an ogre scale Mythic Legions. These are sculpted by Four Horsemen. Chris Chris Gorich is running the production on this. So it's in really good hands. And Matthew designed all these characters, and his stories are awesome. He's got the comic books Defenders of Eden. It was really good read. I think there's 3 issues. So I'm going to be like very much heavily supporting this. This is something I'm super pumped about, and I want it to get funded. So be ready to hear a lot more. I'll try to get Matthew on the show. I'm sure he's going to be busy, so no guarantees there, but we'll definitely be following along with this Kickstarter. Thankfully, it's, a little space now since that massive, what was it, February, March of crazy Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Armies of Ashmore coming soon. April 25th. So you can go to, if you just go to Kickstarter and search Armies of Ashmore, and then you can click the remind me when it launches thing.
It's the closest thing I've seen, I think, to like a Dinosaurs. A little bit
Yeah.
more sword and
Kinda,
sorcery-ish, but
Yeah.
the colors remind me of it a lot.
I was thinking Triceraton can finally have some friends to play with.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic of these. I passed on the Boss Fight Studio ones because those to me just didn't quite hit home the way these do. But seeing these in person at Legions Con, the sculpts are insane. Let me see. Hold on. Let me. Oh, that's right. You can't really see this very good. Oh, here we go. But you can see the sculpt there a little bit more. It's awesome. Brick something.
Nope.
What's up,
Sorry,
Rex?
guy.
Hyped to have Armies of Ashmore around the corner. All about the dope indie toys, especially anthro creatures. Yeah, man. Like this is where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm still collecting TBC a little bit. Not as much as I was. I think I'm canceling my throne room. I think I'm canceling the throne room because I'm just like down. I'm like down on Hasbro. Like I don't know.
It's also gigantic. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's huge. Like
I
it's
saw
a
it.
commitment.
Yeah.
I've thought about canceling multiple times because it's so expensive, and when it hits, I'm gonna be like, "Oh man!" So I don't know, but there's so much stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I think I talked about it last time. Like I'm like not wanting to buy anything that Pulse is selling, because they have these sales like once a year where it's like 30% off everything,
30, 40, 50% off.
Like even like because like I bought the vintage collection rescue set for.
I could if I would have held out. I could have gotten
$50.
Masterpiece. I could have gotten a Masterpiece Thundercracker and Skywarp for like $150 each cheaper. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like every other month I see it. The Tantive hallway just got less expensive.
Exactly.
I bought that a while ago. I think I might have paid $20 for like 2. Like I paid like for 2 of them. I paid like $20 because I actually wanted to do like the corridor. They're still in the box, of course, but there's some great deals to be had for that.
By the way, I apologize for taking the super chats and just the comments in general down quickly. I with Jonathan down there, I always feel bad like covering the person up.
Yeah.
So that's why they're
I'm
coming
just
down
happy to be
quicker.
here. Don't worry about it. I'm just happy to be here.
Hey, if he
Uh,
was in the chat, he would be the one covering people up.
That's
yeah,
right.
Brick has another good list right here. Memory Toys, Fury Bears. There's so many cool things, so many indie lines. Like that's where I want to. That's who I want to support. Honestly, like I want to support Chris. Like Chris is making this. Like he's such a good production manager that like that's the kind of person I want making the toys that I buy. And those are the kind of toys that I want to spend not just my money and my space on, but my time on. Good point. Hasbro and D&D, the Hasbro D&D movie figs feel like dollar store figures.
I will
And that's
not
another
stand
thing.
for dollar store figures being insulted that way.
a lot of that corporate stuff just feels like it's just being churned out, right? And then you have something like Sorcery TCG that's like slowly and carefully crafted over time, and it's not going to be like hammering it in your face every 2 months. It's like
I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but Nerdzoic put up a video the other day talking about kind of the ebb and flow of production amounts.
Yeah, I watched.
He had some really interesting insights on why he feels like the glut of production is about to slow down, and could be right, could be wrong, but he makes some really good points. If you guys have not watched that, I would highly recommend watching that. What did he put it up Monday or Tuesday, I think?
Yeah, it was earlier this week, and it's about like watch out for like being super dependent on clearance. Like if you want something, be careful because the clearance weight is gonna like that mentality is not gonna hold for very long. You just can't. And I agree with him.
It makes sense.
As far as Nerdzoic goes, be careful because if you watch one or two of his videos, you're going to go down a rabbit hole. And I don't want to say wasted, but I spent over an hour one day just doing video after video after video because he's really good. He's really insightful, and he puts out some awesome content.
Yeah, he's very easy to watch too.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I didn't know the date. Here we go. I wish I had known this earlier. So Wade's Odious, so Unparalleled Universe, another friend of the podcast, of the DORKLAIR channel. His Odious Kickstarter goes live May 31st. Wow, that's very soon.
That's soon.
But nicely spaced out. Like that's a month later. Like I can do it. I will be supporting his as well.
I tell you what, man, I want to see that Odious Kickstarter smash. I want to see it explode. I just think it's been so cool. Like any fan of Unparalleled Universe's YouTube channel, and as you've seen him talk about the whole Odious thing and like progress over the last couple of years, to see it come to fruition would be really, really cool, man. So I would love to see that explode.
And speaking of exploding, guys, I'm going to have to bow off of here. I've been doing the pee-pee dance for about the last 30 minutes. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone.
Yeah, good night, Larry.
Enjoyed it. Hedgehog, awesome having you on here. Great to meet you. Have a wonderful night, guys. I'm going to go for
Same,
a swim.
Larry. Thank
Later,
you.
Larry.
See ya.
And I think that's probably good for us too. Any other news or info you guys wanted to share?
Just because he brought up the D&D movie before, I did see that and I thought it was great. If anyone,
cool! I didn't see it yet.
I meant to
it
go
was really
this
good.
week
Fun
during my vacation, but I never made it. I want to. I at this point, it might be waiting for it to come out, but
yeah, I took my son to see the Mario movie. We had fun at that.
I like that too. Yeah, I thought that was good.
Nice.
We've been seeing a lot of movies lately, like almost one a week.
We're supposed to be getting a Alamo Draft House in Boston soon, so I'm
that's
pretty
awesome.
pumped about that.
What's that?
It's like a small chain of movie theaters. In fact, they are the original owners of Mondo. That Mondo was selling posters in the lobby of this. Like it became this like company owned by Alamo Draft House because they started in the lobby of their theater in Austin, and they've become, more of a chain now. I think they use the money what they got from selling Mondo to like expand, and they're their experience is like it's like a restaurant and movie theater, and you can sit down and have like a beer while you watch a movie, and they have like a bar in the lobby and stuff. So
Cool.
yeah,
Very strict no talking policy. I
Which is
think
good.
they'll like kick you out if you talk like more than once. Like
Oh wow.
it's yeah. I went to one of them once in Austin when I visited like 4 years ago. I really wanted to go just because I'd been hearing about it for so long. I was like a big Ain't It Cool fan back in the day, and Ain't It Cool News, and they would always talk about the Alamo Draft House back then. So
Cool. Hope we get some in Jersey.
They have kids movies. I wonder if they like relax that rule for the kids movies, because
I would hope so. Yeah, they're just kicking these children out all the time.
I hope so. During
outta
the
here.
Mario movie, my kid was talking like every 5 minutes. He was like, "Oh look, there's this. Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's that."
my daughter saw it yesterday with her. She went with her like vacation camp. And I was like, "We'll go together," and then she's like, "We're going with my camp," so I didn't get to go see it.
Yeah. I think I would love that
Yeah.
Alamo Draft House though, because that's I always go to the dine-in movie theater around here to have I love having a drink with a movie. I think it's cool.
Yeah. The only thing
Yeah.
is like, I'm hesitant to have like a beer with a movie because I always end up having to pee during the movie. So it's like a movie that like, maybe if they're rescreening like Indiana Jones or like something
Yeah.
like that is when I'd be cool with like, okay, I can step out to go to the bathroom, whatever. But if it's like a new Star Wars movie or something that I'm like, I cannot miss a second of, like, probably not going to be drinking too much.
Yeah, last year when the Batman came out, I drank like 1.5 glasses of water like before I went to the movies that day. I'm like make sure I'm not like, because
Yeah.
I have to pee all the time sometimes. So I'm like, nope,
Yep.
I'm gonna make sure I can sit through this whole thing.
I was doing that during, once when we had like the sequels coming out and Rogue One and Solo and all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I would do that. I would like, all right, let me see what a doctor recommends for like having your last drink before you need to pee. Because
Right.
I didn't want to have an uncomfortable experience.
I just get up and go. My theory for myself is that if I have to, I'll just get up during the movie. I'll just miss some. You can normally catch the ebb and flow, and when I movie again, there'll be something new for me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's always that thing, like, even when you sit down and watch a movie, like, the experience of it almost takes your attention away. Yeah, Return of the Jedi. I got my ticket. I'm going Friday. I actually took, this worked out. I had 2 personal days left, and I wanted to make sure I took them because a couple of years ago, when I got to the end of the year, they wouldn't let me take them because everybody was taking their personal days.
Oh, yeah.
So I picked randomly April 28th, and that's the opening day for the 1 week of Return of the Jedi back in the theaters. And that's what I'm
Forgot
going.
about that. Yeah, I remember they announced that, and I was like, oh yeah, I should check out for tickets and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna
I'll
go.
say
It's just,
like, go ahead, John.
I was just gonna say that Return of the Jedi, just the band in Jabba's palace, just gives me a headache. The new version, but it's probably worth it for the big screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that in the theaters in like 96. I was in college for the special editions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love it either. Like I think Return probably got hosed the most with the special edition stuff. Empire got hosed the least.
Yeah, Empire's not too
Um,
bad actually. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm okay. I mean, at this point, I've seen it so many times with that I'm fine with it. Like, it's worth it. I didn't go see Empire because that was 2020 was the anniversary, right?
Did they actually release that? I was because
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, oh, there's this 40 years. I'm like, oh, they must have skipped Empire because of the pandemic. I totally forgot that
They
happened.
did because it was that summer.
Huh.
Remember that summer where everybody thought COVID was over?
Oh yeah, because they kind of opened things. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I missed that.
I still didn't go because I wasn't buying into it, but
Yeah.
all right.
Oh.
Yeah, I dehydrated for 4 hours before seeing Avatar 2. Made it through 3 hours and 10 minutes without needing a toilet break.
Bravo.
That's hilarious. That's another. God, there's so. I haven't even seen Black Panther 2 yet. Like, there's so many movies I need to watch. Yeah, this is a good point. Empire was already a 10 of 10. That's why the special edition had like 2 minutes. Yeah, and the things they added were not like in your face. You know.
Yeah.
They were cool effects. You know, little wampa here, or a little, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Jonathan, what's your next video going to be?
The next one's probably a review of Windhammer, trying to get like that out. And then I'm still working on the Thunder Tank video, but I just posted the Silverhawks investigation earlier today, so that's the newest one. And I did want to say thank you very much for having me on, guys. I've been a big fan of the podcast for a few years now. So Chris and Larry, who's gone already, big fans of your guys too, and big fan Bill. And thanks for hours and hours of awesome entertainment over the last couple of years.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, totally.
All right, everybody, that'll do it for us tonight. Until next time, may the force be with you.